We don't need any angel to assess AI. We have echo. And I wouldn't like to run the risk of giving him some more contrast and, you know, putting this blood pressure down. It was a mess here like about an hour ago.
Oh.
Laura?
We have 5 more minutes
of
transmission.
Echo bigger? Yeah.
You see here in this 3D picture, I'd like to show you. You see the leaflet here, moving? And that's the device, the disc, the left disc. And I'm going to do that. Sorry. Here, you see, this is the leaflet, this is the device. So I think there is no problem with the
there is a gap between
the.
Can you throw some color in, Simone, to show there is no AI? This is the long axis view. Remember, he has a bicuspid aortic valve, so it's kind of doming appearance. You see, there is no AI at all. So I'm not giving contrast here. I'm just I'm going to go ahead and release the device. How can you do that under Cine so that they can see it better? Can you make Cine bigger? Yes, that's perfect, right?
I think what we hear is that if you didn't have contrast, you would do an angiogram.
There you go. It's being released.
Nice release.
Yeah, nice release. It didn't move that much. Of course, the profile is a little bit smaller right now, and we're going to go back on echo. Let's make the echo bigger for the final echo assessment. Go ahead, Simone.
Okay, starting in 0 degrees, we see here how well opposed the left disc is here in the left outflow tract, the right disc, and I'm moving to other projections now. In the short axis, this is the aortic valve, and this is the device here. Going again to the long axis view, you see, let's put some color. There is no residual shunt, no AI. So I think it's perfect. It's excellent. Very good position.
Can you get some more 3D
Sure.
pictures?
I'll do that right now.
Any questions?
These colleagues are also working on them.
The audience.
Working on what, Steve?
Oh, there's a Chinese group actually that has a bioabsorbable VSD device as well. To the point that was made about being less problems ultimately with tissue with a absorbable device. So I think that is an exciting advent as well in this field.
So you guys are seeing superb pictures, the 3D pictures.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
It's not necessary to have 3D, but it's just nice.
Well, I think here, where you couldn't use angiography to establish position, I think the 3D was helpful and probably did add something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. Very nice, very low profile. I'm very happy with the position and with the result.
This looks
So
fantastic.
Alex, any comments?
Pedro, one question. Carlos, I'm sorry. Carlos, one question.
Yeah,
if you have a perimembranous VSD, you know, talking about the rim to catch the device, what is the critical, I mean, the critical part, you need some tissue to hold the device. Is there any limitation on the perimembranous VSDs in that regard?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Eberhard. Thank you. In fact, one of the requirements for perimembranous VSD closure is to have a distance from the aortic valve of 4 millimeters in order to avoid interference with the aortic valve, causing malfunction of this valve. However, we've seen some patients with less of a rim, less than 4 millimeters, in whom we have put the asymmetric device, the type 2 or 3?
3.
The type 3 device. The type 3 device you can see on the screen in the factoid slides. It has the upper portion of the left disc. It's kind of smaller. It goes upwards only a 0.5 millimeter from the waist. So this is a way to avoid protrusion into the aortic valve. Of course, when you have significant AI beforehand, or when you have some prolapse of the aortic valve sinus, like into the VSD, which is one of the mechanisms of spontaneous closure, then it's a different story. Then you have a clear contraindication, because placing a device like that, you can jail one of the leaflets, and then you cause a big problem. So that was a very good question, and not probably most of patients are suitable for perimembranous VSD closure. Doing this procedure in very small babies is kind of tough. So if you have a very large VSD in an infant who's been having a hard time thriving, has failure to thrive, repeat respiratory infections, this kind of thing, then I still believe this is a surgical patient. I think the surgeon can do a better job on perimembranous VSD in small infants. However, over the age of 4 to 5 years, I think we can do these cases in the cath lab with very low risk of causing heart block. Probably you saw on in the factoid slides, Mario Carminati did a very nice study in Europe. It was a multi-center study, observational study, and Gianfranco Butera, who did the statistical analysis, came up with this risk factor for heart block, the age. When you have a patient under the age of 4 years, it's a risk factor for heart block. So if you can wait, right, because the natural history of those VSDs is to decrease in size. Generally, it becomes shrouded by the tricuspid valve tissue. Then the kid slowly gets better, and then you can do that after the age of 4. If it's still, if the patient has still an indication, in other words, an enlarged LV. So I think that would be the management strategy for those patients.
Wonderful.
Carlos.
We finished our time for transmission. I'd like to thank... go ahead.
Perfect. Alex, before we do that, let me show our crew here. Let's make camera bigger. Okay, there at the back, we have Margot, Raquel, Marli, and Celia. She's hidden somewhere over there. She's the nurse in charge. We have Ronaldo there, our anesthesiologist. He was here at 5 o'clock in the morning. We have Simone. And then I would like to thank again Raul and Rodrigo and all the crew. There are lots of people out there from HCor. We had a tremendous support from our administration, so I have to acknowledge that in public, and it was a pleasure being with you guys, GI2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Congratulations.
Particular thank to Eberhard and all the panelists for the wonderful comments.